You need pain and adversity to lead to deeper purpose. The most fulfilling thing I've ever done in my life is have kids. The hardest thing I've ever done in my life is have kids. I think that is the quotient. That is the equation. Pain and suffering equals fulfillment. True or false?
Yeah, you'll never do anything worthwhile if you don't have pain and suffering to get there. I mean, use example somebody who is physically built really well, guy or girl in your mind of, like I want to look like that person.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You want to look like that person, you got to be willing to go through the pain and the suffering that that person has gone through at 5 o'clock in the morning when they're out running when they don't feel like it, at 7 o'clock in the evening when they're out with their friends and everybody's getting a drink, but they're not getting a drink because they know it'll affect their performance the next morning at the gym. And so pain and suffering is part of the equation to greatness and success. And too many people, they run from it rather than running through it. That's the thing. You don't run from pain and suffering because you actually can't escape it. You can run as fast as you can. You'll never escape pain and suffering. What you can do is you can run through it. You can go through it and you can actually grow. That's the whole point. When you're uncomfortable, that's when you grow. It's the only times you grow is when you're uncomfortable and it stretches you. And so I would encourage, especially men, that you guys, it's part of manhood is the pain and the suffering. And you'll hear some guys who get married and they're just like, this woman is just, she's like killing me. And I'm like, it's part of it. Listen, I'm going to give you an illustration for marriage. Marriage is like making mashed potatoes. Everyone loves the final product. Everyone loves when it's brought out to the table. Mashed potatoes are amazing. What you got to realize is the process of making mashed potatoes is miserable. You got two stubborn potatoes, hard as a rock, and you got to smash these two together to the point where they're indistinguishably broken together. You got to peel back the surface. That's marriage. You got these two stubborn potatoes, and the two are going to become one, but it's a messy process. It's a painful process. But at the end, guess what you have? You have mashed potatoes. That is life.
I've been married 11 years, Jackson. And when I look back at my journals from 12 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, the man I am today, I could never have even imagined would exist. And I would say a lot of that is due to the refining fire of marriage. Again, one of the best things I've ever done, one of the hardest things I've ever done. And it's just incredible. In your book, you talk about Job, which is an insane book. If the listeners haven't read the book of Job, even the secular ones, it's a fascinating book in the Bible. Let me find my question I have connected to it here. Yeah. How has suffering shaped your own understanding of fulfillment? And how can listeners reframe their pain as part of the greater journey?
Yeah. Well, God always uses our pain to accomplish his purpose. He makes all things work together for our good. Now, all things includes all things, the good, the bad, the ugly. Somehow, some way, God is able to weave all those things together and it fulfills his purpose.